out of control. Things have gotten a little out of hand. Let's talk about it. Friends, it's a sad realization when you look at all of the hard work and everything you've put into something and you realize that it's slowly coming to an end. Stella, hi beautiful. I'm not talking about Stella. I'm also not talking about Christmas. Leave that watermelon alone, baby. It's almost ready. It's almost ready. I'm talking about the garden and the mess that it is. It looks jungly. It's out of control. Things have gotten a little out of hand. Let's talk about it. So, the thing is the cucumbers went first. Cucumbers and squash were the first to like go. This is what's left. I might be able to get 3 or 4 more cucumbers off of that and make my last batch of pickles, which is okay because I've made 9 batches of pickles. Like we won't have much to live off of, but we can live on pickles for a while. The next thing was cherry tomatoes. So this whole side here was full of cherry and pear tomatoes. And we have exceeded... Why are y'all yelling? We have exceeded their lifetime as well. And I ended up pulling those out because there was no more production to be had. And they got diseased. We had a significant amount of rain for a while. And it made things really, really hard. It also brought in squash bugs and leaf eaters, or whatever they're called. And that has taken a toll on my garden. No matter what type of thing that I've tried to deter it with, it's not been great. So even the new tomatoes that I planted for succession planting are not doing so hot. It's gonna be okay. As of today, my pepper plants are screaming at me like, yo, we're getting wrinkled up out here. Which sucks. I have a teeny tiny bit of okra to harvest, but not enough to do anything with. I think I might have 5 pieces of okra total. My onions are essentially done. They're laying over, which means that they need to be harvested. I planted succession squash here. It's just too hot, and the squash bugs really, really took over. I do have 1 in there to harvest right now. 2, I see 2. So what's left? Which makes it sad. I have some bottle gourds growing, as you can see. Pretty excited about those. I'll show you something that my mom made me with bottle gourds, which inspired me to grow some for her. I have another session of carrots planted, but they're taking their sweet time. We have a good amount of watermelons, and Lex will be here starting tomorrow for 45 days, so that's going to be awesome because he loves watermelon like I love watermelon. But like, look, everything's just droopy. We've been at 100 degrees now for 5 days in a row, and I'm watering in the morning and the evenings, and it's just not enough. I bought a shade cloth to put over this, so I'm going to have Lester's help with that and to dig some posts and put those up, and hopefully that'll help combat some of what's going on. But a lot of people will just say to like, let your soil rest during this time and start seeds in a few weeks inside and start over and, you know, be prepared for your fall garden, which is true. The other thing that happened recently is we had a pretty big windstorm come through. All of my eggplants were toppled over. I can't get them to stand up right now. It actually, when I tried to do it to 2 of them, it actually broke the stalks. So I have to harvest those, and those will be done as well. But in reality, it's been a very productive garden. We got, out of the tomato plants that were here, there were 5 tomato plants that made cherry and pear tomatoes. About 10 gallons of tomatoes that, of course, the ostriches just devoured. We harvested 6.5 heads of broccoli. I harvested 8 heads of cabbage. There are still 2 that are here. I kind of kept them because they weren't the best at the time. They were actually the smallest and let them be. I wanted to see what was happening. And if you notice, there's new growth coming on both of these, which is really something neat to watch over here. I know, for people who are like not into gardening, this is probably the most boring video ever. But I have to talk about something really weird. Everybody says that marigolds are like the deterrent of bugs. So I planted quite a few of them in my garden as companion plants. They are first blooming right now. Right now. So these got to be what I would consider normal marigold size. But hold on. Because I don't understand this. My marigolds, on average, are 4 foot tall. And just blooming this week. Like, what in the world? What kind of mountainous, monstrous marigolds did I plant? And why did it take till now? The companion planting didn't work out so well for me. I'll just say that. I need to start 6 months earlier, I think, for it to bloom and to be fragrant enough for the deterrent, because I don't think it deterred anything. But look, see, these got blown over too in the storm. Look at how tall these are, y'all. Hold on, I'll show you. They go to my chin. I'm 5'6". I don't understand it. So I call my grandma, who is what I would consider a dang good gardener. I'm like, Grandma, what's wrong with my marigolds? Why are they not blooming? Why are they so tall? She goes, those aren't marigolds. They are marigolds, and they're big, and I don't understand what's going on with them. However, they may live all the way until my fall planting begins, maybe. All right, let's keep going. So in the adventures of growing weird things, I also planted something called a dragon's egg cucumber. So that's what these babies are, and they're ready to harvest. Kind of excited about that. I wanted to have cucamelons like Steph grew. I could not get them to grow here for anything. Nothing. And I'm gonna try again in the fall, see what we can come up with. But look how pretty my eggplant is. Look at those. And we have given quite a few of those away. That's actually what I'm gonna make for dinner tonight, is some eggplant parmesan, but we ain't telling Lester what's in it. We are going to slice it and bread it and air fry it, crisp it up, and I'm just gonna act like it's meat, call it a day. Pretty exciting. I have to get some of this cleaned up. This looks like just a horrific jungle mess. And what's happened is the marigolds grew up, then they got blown over. Then the bottle gourd, and I have watermelon growing in here, started to vine out and take over. And I have a few little spoon tomato plants, as you can see, that are still in here as well, that are like just being dominated by, that looks like to be the bottle gourd. Yeah. So lots of cleanup needs to happen. It's not that I've neglected it. It's just that it's been so hot that I also didn't want to disrupt anything. It's a little bit of a cooler evening, so I'm gonna get to work on it, get some stuff cleaned out to where it can have space to breathe. I know that air matters, but I can't function with this mess right now, and things that need to be staked can't be staked, and I can do better. So I'm gonna do it right now.